So what originally attracted me to cooking was my father being inside the kitchen, being responsible to make us the meals that we grew up eating. So that's why I got pretty much a tolerance for being in the kitchen was from him. And I fell in love with the art of cooking. That's the biggest reward, seeing the smile on everybody else's face. Basically, growing up in poverty, I didn't have too many tools. I didn't have too many thought processes of what I wanted to do. I just knew what I didn't want to do, what I didn't want to be participating in. So I just took a shot with culinary arts. So that's what drew me to go to school for culinary arts. My first job was right here around the corner. I was working at the Denny's. And I had a friend that was working there that was a manager. I was hired there as a host. But I let him know, like, bro, I'd rather be cooking, like, instead of hosting, like, this, I just want to be in the kitchen, you know? So he did what he did, talked to his folks, and had them give me a shot in the kitchen. Life was real good. I felt like I was figuring it out. I felt like I was working towards progress. So I was saving money to transition into a new apartment. It wasn't too far from the school I was going to. It was the property manager. She had the apartment waiting for me. I had to bring her $2,000. That moment changed my life forever. You can never get used to having guns drawn on you. You just feel like,
hold still.
Damn, this person got the power to kill me. This person has the power to remove me from the earth.
That's what I needed to see right there.
Lionel's case was a fairly standard run-of-the-mill case. He got pulled over, searched. They found some marijuana, about 1/8 of an ounce. And then they found $1,900 in his socks. So they automatically, as law enforcement is biased to do, money and drugs, you are a drug dealer.
I got hysterical, because this is my baby. I mean, he has all his money in his pocket, and they took it because they think that it's drug money because they found weed in the car. And I was thinking, oh my God. Now I know that he had 2 jobs. I know he was working at that coffee house and he worked at the Denny's on Crenshaw. But because he had a lot of money, they just automatically assumed that my son was a drug dealer.
So this is where they bring us. I spent a few days in jail before my loved ones bailed me out. When I got incarcerated, one lease was ending and the next one was starting once I bring them the $2,000. So I had the money already built up, and that's when I ended up getting arrested, and it led me to sleeping inside of my friend's car. Just being homeless and just knowing that, like, I'm down and out. It's really, like, discouraging. It's horrible. Like, this is a horrible feeling. I couldn't keep My morning job, you know, it's business, you know what I mean? So she didn't have no choice but to let me go. And then, so I ended up losing the job. And then far as school, I just stopped going. Like I wasn't gonna go to school being homeless. I wore a suit to court to paint a perspective that I wasn't a knucklehead, that I wasn't a drug dealer, I wasn't the person that they was making me out to be.
The court will impose so many conditions. I mean, you've got to be on top of it the whole time. If people have any other kind of issue, a mental health issue, huge financial deficits, they're not going to be able to easily comply.
Because I was alumni with an organization called the Inside Out Writers, and that organization gave me a pro bono lawyer. So I was just lucky not to be in jail.
He didn't get lucky. You know, justice actually prevailed in that occasion because he didn't deserve to go to jail.
He didn't give me any jail time, but he did give me 3 years of probation. The one job that I was able to keep, I just kept working that one. Working a graveyard shift, you also gotta have the kitchen ready for the morning shift. No matter how you prepare, those are like designated sleeping hours, so you're gonna get tired. I used to just find ways to get through my night, collect enough hours throughout the day to rest. A couple of minutes, that's it. That's all I really needed, was to sit down for a couple of minutes, and then my head hit that pillow for a half a second, and I just went down, fell asleep, and I missed the appointment.
Police! Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
This is what it is, you know? It's just my luck. Like, better life might not be for you. You might be systematically constructed into jail. Like, goddamn, I just can't get right. You know what I mean? Like, I may just have to be a criminal, a drug dealer.
It is a terrible kind of vortex. The system is broken. The system needs to change.
It's just by us not being knowledgeable about our rights, we listened to him and allowed them to do whatever they wanted to do.
Those of us that are in my position who have benefited from the system, who have profited off the broken system, need to stand up and speak truth to power to help change the system. And if that means that I no longer have a job because of it, I'm okay with that.
Me and Miss Chalet, we met at the Cheesecake Factory. And I was hired there as a cook. She was working there as a server already. So I used to always like tell her like, excuse me, you got a beautiful face. You might give me some water? 3 cups of water. I was like, she the one for me. I named him Landon. Being a father is the greatest experience for me. Being more responsible, being a protector, a provider. It gives me that extra purpose in life.
My son struggled, but the father that he is today is a complete different person than the person that raised him. My grandson is gonna be awesome. And I love that. You know, this boy plays with spoons and pots and pans because his father is a chef.
Across the United States now, we have a dichotomy between federal law and state law. And so no matter where you are in the United States, cannabis remains illegal under federal law. Now there's 10 completely legal states. Most states have some form of legal cannabis commerce going on now. And the industry has spread from the United States to Canada, to Mexico. It is a very rapidly growing, multi-billion-dollar industry that's got a hockey stick curve to it.
It was just this little bit of amount, huh? It's crazy that I could come purchase this little bit of amount for fun and end up being criminalized behind that little bit amount of weed.
So if you want to talk disparities, how it's disproportionate, if you're me and I had some weed and a bunch of cash, nobody looked twice that I was carrying a couple $1,000s.
Racial disparity has always been a part of cannabis enforcement. Many people have heard of the 3.5 or 4x rate by which African Americans are arrested for cannabis possession and compared to white people. In fact, in many, many places around the country, the disparity is far, far worse.
Man, black folks going to jail, it's just another day. Now it's recreational. You just buy it over the counter. It's difficult. It's difficult understanding the fact that, you know, you can make so much money off of it. You know, people are sending their kids to school on one end, then the next end, people are getting criminalized behind it.
I believe that people who are benefiting from legal cannabis and the legal industry now, and there's people who are making billions of dollars, people who are building intergenerational wealth, have an obligation, a moral imperative to make sure that people who are in prison today for doing exactly the same thing that we do every single day are released and are given the resources that they need to rebuild the lives that were stolen from them.